She got her own house. She got her own house. She got her own house.
Hey family, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to talk about NACA and Section 8. So let's talk about it. So if you watched my video last week that I did about the breaking news, if you haven't yet, I'll go ahead and I'll link that up top. But it was regarding the new 20-year mortgage that NACA has rolled out this year. And so, in my research for that video, I joined one of the homebuyers workshops, and the counselor at that time said that NACA actually created or one of the reasons that NACA created the 20-year mortgage was for Section 8 slash housing choice voucher slash hot PHA, recipients. So if you did not know that Section 8, hot PHA, and housing choice voucher are all one and the same, okay? So I may use those terms interchangeably throughout this video, but just know that I'm talking about the same thing. And so I embarked on doing some research to understand the Hot PHA program, and to my surprise, there actually was not any information in the workbook regarding it. But thankfully, NACA had a page on the NACA website dedicated to the Hot PHA program, and I will go ahead and flash that information on the screen now. So just go to NACA.com, in the search bar type in Hot PHA and it'll pop right. You guys saw the red thumbnail, so you know that means that I have some live footage. I've been re-attending homebuyers workshops like crazy all of 2023. I honestly have already attended, I think, 3 for sure, and they only have them like every other week or something. So I've attended like 3 out of the 4 homebuyers workshops that they've had for 2023. But nonetheless, I was able to capture some explanation directly from NACA counselors regarding this program. I actually have 2 videos that I'm going to play from 2 separate counselors. So I'll go ahead now. This is going to be audio only on a black screen, and then I'll be back to break down the program.
Number Section 8, Housing Choice Voucher. Okay, so we have a special mortgage program just for you. Okay, that would be our 20-year plan. Okay. If you are a Housing Choice Voucher recipient, you can use your voucher to pay for your mortgage. Your mortgage payment will be your approved payment standard. If you pay 30% of your gross income towards your mortgage in the same way you pay your landlord, NACA will give you a 20-year mortgage, and the voucher benefit will last for 15 years. If the final mortgage payment is less than the payment standard, the difference will go to principal reduction, removing months or years of payments. You may become a homeowner in 15 years with hundreds of thousands in equity. Okay, so if you're on Section 8, your Section 8 has to be a housing choice voucher. And if that's the case, then you can qualify for the 20-year mortgage. Okay, longer if you're elderly or disabled. Affordability. If you're a NACA qualified with your mortgage.
The maximum mortgage payment is based on what the landlord is paid. So it's the PHA payment plus your payment. That is considered what we call a payment standard. The payment standard will allow you to purchase an affordable house based on how many room size, square footage, and all that. But the voucher would pay the mortgage for up to 15 years, but longer if you're elderly or disabled. Okay, you continue to pay the same amount you do now as your rent, but you'll have the option, and you have the extra benefit to having, let's say, a 20-year mortgage or longer if elderly or disabled. What this does, it helps create generational wealth through home ownership. So the only thing is that it does require that the housing choice voucher program is aligned into home ownership. It can't be just strictly rental. So there's a difference between the two. You would have to check with your respective state to see if that is the case. And if you are aligned to that, then definitely NACA will take on that part to try to get you qualified for what's called a payment standard. Now, the affordability calculation. We do have a calculator on our website.
So I'm back to break down the program a little bit, and all of the information that I'm about to give to you guys is on the site that I just told you to go and search on. Just go to NACA.com, type in hot PHA, and you'll be able to find all of this in case I'm not being very clear or you need to go back and read some stuff on your own. But essentially, the housing choice voucher pays for your mortgage for 15 years. And as you heard the counselor say, whatever you are approved for through the voucher is going to be the same thing that you're going to be approved for a mortgage slash, PITI in NACA's terms, okay? So why, I guess a question I would have for NACA is, why do a 20-year mortgage when the voucher only pays for 15 years? But I'm thinking, based on my research, they're saying that they're doing a 20-year. Now, again, this is just me. This is not written down anywhere. But from what I see on the NACA website is that they allow you to, let your housing authority payment be applied towards your mortgage, and then whatever you're already paying towards your rent, your portion will also be applied towards the mortgage. And so anything extra that's above, your PITI will be applied towards principal reduction. So therefore, instead of doing a 15-year mortgage, which is what the program or voucher will pay for, NACA will do a 20-year mortgage, because essentially they're thinking over the 15 years you're going to be making extra payments, or the housing authority is going to be making extra payments towards your mortgage to automatically knock off those extra 5 years. So I'm going to flash on the screen now where I pulled that or drew that conclusion from, pull that information from. It's on that hot PHA page, but I'll go ahead, like I said, and flash it on the screen now so that we can read it together. It says, since the housing choice voucher pays for 15 years, except of elderly or disabled participants, the accelerated principal reduction would decrease this gap. If there is no additional principal reduction, after 15 years, the participant would have over 75% equity with the 20-year amortization and a conservative 2% increase in annual property value. The participant is well positioned to own their own property with no mortgage payment in less than 20 years. So you're automatically going to only qualify for the 20-year mortgage unless you are elderly or disabled. Then you can qualify for the 30-year mortgage. I just wanted to make sure that everyone did catch that it was not an option to do a 30-year mortgage through the Section 8/hot PHA/housing choice voucher program, only 15 to 20 year, unless you're elderly or disabled. Of course, there are going to be specific requirements. What your first step needs to be is for you to actually call your Section 8 or housing choice voucher caseworker, counselor, and let them know what you're trying to do. You're interested in home ownership, and ask them if your voucher can be used for home ownership. Okay, that is your first step. Not all vouchers can be used for mortgage payments. If they can be, your next question is, do you work with NACA? Because in my research, I have been finding that a lot of places do not work with NACA. No surprise though, right? Okay, so if you have cleared those hurdles, then you need to review the individual requirements of your housing authority, because they are different. I'm not going to get into those today because they vary from city to city, county to county, state to state. So just do your research, but just beware that even though you may not have a credit score requirement for NACA, the housing choice voucher program may actually require you to have a minimum credit score. They may require you to save X amount of money or put X% down, okay? So just beware of the requirements that you have to meet both through NACA and through your individual housing authority, okay? So I don't want you to be blindsided or caught off guard. A lot of things will probably be the same, but a lot of things could be different. Again, do your research. So now what I am going to get into are the NACA requirements in order for you to use the voucher to purchase a home. I'm going to flash this on the screen now, these requirements. All of this is going to be found on that same web page that I sent you guys to earlier in the video. So just read through all of that. I'm just going to go through the participant requirements. I'm going to flash those on the screen right now. So on top of having to meet all of your NACA requirements, you're also going to have additional requirements. You must have met and continue to meet the requirements. You cannot be in default on the rental/housing payments. Must have a minimum of 12 months on-time rental/housing payments. Participants must have steady rental occupancy without frequent changes, demonstrating responsibility and readiness for long-term home ownership. Minimum hourly wage multiplied by 2,000 hours. Minimum average of 30 hours per week for at least a year. And you also must attend a NACA home buyer workshop. Now, grants can be used in conjunction with your voucher. Make sure to let your counselor, your NACA counselor, know ASAP if you will be using the housing choice voucher so that they can accurately factor it into your PITI when you're being sent to the underwriter. Now, if you scroll down to the bottom of that same page, then you will see that NACA has listed out an example or a few different examples of your maximum mortgage amounts based on the 20-year loan or the 30-year mortgage for elderly and disabled people, broken out by number of bedrooms. I tried to pull a screen grab for everyone, but it's not like showing up properly on my phone. So I'll just direct you guys to go there if you have any questions or just kind of want to run some numbers or see kind of what you could potentially qualify for through the NACA program / housing choice voucher program. If you have any questions or you are looking to understand other people's experiences that have purchased homes through NACA / the housing choice voucher program, the good news is that there is a Facebook group just for you. I'll flash that on the screen now. Feel free to search that up on facebook.com, or if you have the app, search for this group and request membership, okay? And learn and ask questions freely there. That will probably be your best avenue of getting information. I did not run across many people in the main Facebook groups of people that have been successful with closing with a voucher through the NACA program. That doesn't mean that it hasn't happened just because no one has really shared anything recently, but definitely join that group. But that is it, guys. If I forgot anything, I apologize, but you guys know the drill. Let's jump down in the comments and let's talk about it. If you have success or an experience with going through the housing choice voucher program and NACA at the same time, please jump down in the comments and educate us all. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and of course subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video because it takes a village. Cheers.